Hey guys, Mike here with the watch this video for Friday, March 31st. I misspoke before I left early today. I said I had to go, sentence I never typed before, I have to go get an MRI for my cat. I misspoke. It was an ultrasound. So I didn't want anybody to think I was getting an MRI. That seems a lot more. I was trying to imagine how they would go about keeping a cat still whilst in an MRI tube, but an ultrasound makes a lot more sense. All right, anyway. One call today I want to highlight. Nick C, he's making the highlight board a lot lately. He called SPCYX over 5, and it's been a big mover lately. Kind of had this intraday cup and handle, whole number inflection point, second mouse through 5 with the earlier high at 502, and boom, right? And it really never looked back from there. It just went nuts. How high did it go? Went to 692. Huge move on probably about 25 cents risk, something like that. So that was a really cool call. It looks like I missed some good stuff, especially after hours, which I'll talk about in the video a little bit because some of those are what I'll be watching tomorrow. But here's one. DWAC closed at 1306 in after hours, and after hours is got about 30 minutes left. It's 7:30 Eastern time. It's trading at 1445 right now, and the most recent high was this spike back here. It went to 1525. So that one is very interesting as a potential gapper tomorrow. We'll see how it looks in the morning. SGBX, big move today, or big volume anyway, not really a big move, but topped out at 110. Interesting over that, but only if everything's set up. Not the prettiest daily chart, but I'm going to keep an eye on that one. GCT is my sleeper pick, which when it IPO'd went nuts, but that was all the way back in, what, August? If I zoom in, though, you'll be able to see that back here, it topped out the most recent high at 615, and then about hit it again today, 614. Over that, maybe it goes. Now, let me caution you. Today, only traded 226,000 shares. And even, let's see, on this day, it traded 1.5 million. So, it's almost like nobody's ever watching this thing. And I doubt I'll trade it, but maybe volume comes in. Anyway, that's why I call it my sleeper pick. SCYX, big volume today, 52 million shares. Went out near the highs. You can see that 3 was resistance back here. August, September, October, rolled over. And then in one big day, almost 53 million shares and topped out at 297. Looks like after hours it worked its way through 3, which doesn't surprise me. But as I'm talking right now, it's trading at 298. So we're just looking for a follow-through day there. They did have some really nice news today. Check that out if you have time. EVGO, big volume today. Closing well off its highs though, but today's high is 748, and you go back to early February, 766. So if we get through 748 or 750 tomorrow, 766, a break above that could be considered another catalyst higher, and it's going to get some attention as folks do what I'm doing right now, is look at charts in the evening, right? Certainly big volume, and I believe they had earnings today. TORO. Weird chart, right? Because it IPO'd and then went straight down. But if we ignore the first couple weeks, it's barely just kind of gone sideways. And then all of a sudden, the biggest volume day ever, yesterday, almost 25 million shares. And it went, on an intraday basis, it went from 162 to 288. So that's really actually a big percentage move. And today put in kind of a lower volume inside day, topped out at 65. So tomorrow, over 65, that might take out 88 and maybe rip. So it's interesting, right? PALI, this is the one before I went to the MRI. That wasn't an MRI for my cat. It was an ultrasound. I said this would be my top watch this afternoon, but I can't hang out, right? And then I actually caught this move here because that was right before I left. Made a few bucks, but then I had to go, so I sold out. Anyway, ended up topping around 290 something, but in after hours, I was right when I said afternoon. I just didn't know it was going to be after hours. And after hours, I don't know how high this thing went, over 350. I know that. And as I'm talking right now, well, right now it's at 350, so it probably went closer to $4 in after hours. And this met the parameters. This is one of those where it ran, and maybe here, like let's look at it in real time. Maybe here or here, shorts are starting to think, okay, longs are in trouble, it's going to roll over, and it didn't, right? So when something like this, shorts keep failing and you get closer to the end of the day, shorts got to cover to get out. And when it holds up this well into the close, a lot of times that should be your top watch in after hours, especially if it's a low float play like PALI, right? So, and that's why, had I been around, I definitely would have been giving this one a shot over that 290 area in after hours, which looks like it would have been a really nice trade. Anyway, having said all that, definitely going to watch it tomorrow, but it looks like it's going to be a gapper. MGOL, sort of another sleeper pick, right? IPO'd and went into nothingness, as I call it. But if you zoom in a little bit, you had a big volume day 3 days ago that topped out at 150, quiet inside day, and it's trying to find some legs here. So maybe, I don't know, today's high was 143. Maybe over that we take out 150. But again, today's volume, a little over 500,000 shares. So another sleeper pick, much like GCT. And then lastly, RUM, which is another one I wanted to watch in after hours, but we had cat problems, so I didn't get to. That one popped, I'm trying to see, to over 12 in after hours on earnings. As I'm talking, it's trading at about 11. So certainly a gapper tomorrow, and hopefully RUM will be in play for the next several days. All right, anyway, that's it. I'm tired. I've had a long day. I'll see everybody in the chat room in the morning. Have a good night.